Welcome back, lords and ladies of the small council. In the last episode, the great Jon Targaryen, Prince Jon Targaryen, travelled from the north, where his father, or adoptive father, Eddard Stark, had given him the title of Lord of the Pitch. Seeking escape from King Robert, however, he left and became a landless adventurer. Given that he had no heirs of his own, his aunt, Princess Daenerys, technically inherited the Pitch, which means there is another Targaryen house currently living in the north. Meanwhile, in the south, a man by the name of Young Griff, King Aegon VI, Young Griff Targaryen, arrived and claimed the throne from big ol' Bobby B, and has reformed the Targaryen dynasty as the kings of Westeros. Now, if he doesn't have a son, which is, hopefully not a thing that happens, he really does need a wife, we are the heir to the throne. Now, I don't want to be the heir to the throne, because, as we all know, Jon doesn't want it. But we do want to establish our own Targaryen dynasty. Full with the idea of bringing back the dragons to the world. So, let's get to it. We have married ourselves a wife, Mistress Rhea of Rhaegar's Chosen. She is 26. Her stats are nothing to be insanely impressed by. She's a Reaver, increased raid speed. She's a dutiful captain, shy, stubborn, brave, and rude. These are all very interesting traits, but I suppose Jon has pretty interesting ones himself. He's calm, patient, stubborn, and vengeful. We're a warlike courtier, we're an experienced traveller, we've almost hit the second tier of seasoned travelling, which is cool. We have a lot of stuff to get to, so let's get right to it. Rescuing a fair subject is not something we're overly interested in right now, but we would like to do a passage of arms, get ourselves some money, some resources, provisions. It might not be a bad idea at one point to claim Crab's Return for ourselves. Crabclaw Isle, because it would give us, or even the scales down here, because it would give us a decent bit of land that is already of Valyrian descent. Granted, it is Western Valyrian, but it is still Valyrian. Alright, let's get to it. We don't need to do anything there, so let's just get right into it. We'll have Jon continue his adventure. We're going to need to discover a lot of dragon lore. It's very important. We can't go for an expedition to Old Valyria, at least not until we own our own land. And we have 500 gold and a bunch of other stuff. So it'll probably be in Jon's old age where he obtains a dragon egg, and it will fall to his heirs. Which is not a bad thing, and Jon's actually going to have heirs in this timeline, so it's not so bad. Alright, as we prepare to set off in the morning, I see Rhea stand outside the camp all alone. As I walk over to talk to her, I notice a change in the wind. A surprisingly warm breeze caresses my face for a moment, and a noticeable change from the cold weather we've recently had. It is finally spring. It's about time for spring again, huh? Indeed. Winter has gone. Perform in a play. Lord Wellard immediately stops listening as he makes his way through the camp. Wonderful morning we have here, he starts. A perfect chance to show those ruffians the value of a true captain. You see, there's a bridge that goes right into Brown Hollow. All manners of miscreants, fools, and idiots hang about there. Someone should take care of that. I shall break 300 lances. Jon is actually a anointed knight in this timeline. He's a legitimized bastard, which is nice, but we're going to auto-invite agents. There we go. Make that a little bit quicker for us. We are currently romancing the wife. Try and produce little princes and princesses of the Targaryen dynasty. We really need this fella here to have a wife. That's kind of important. Hopefully he gets that done. Alright. To the worthless Prince Jon, consider yourself warned. You and your ilk have outstayed your welcome in Dragonstone. If you do not take your camp elsewhere, I shall be forced to consider you a fugitive and make you leave. Manus! Stannis the Manus is threatening us, just like Bobby B. We shouldn't surely be a outlaw still. Maybe it's just because it's Baratheon territory, I guess, that we're in. If we move like one town over, we'd be fine. And I doubt that young Griff has a big problem with us. This is serious. Indeed, we have 3 months to leave the realm of Dragonstone. Fair enough. Stannis the Man is not a big fan of ours. And that is, I think, prematurely ended our stuff. So we're going to have to move camp. Instructor of Knights. We'll come over to Bronzeholm. It's not technically Stannis' territory, so we should be fine. Let us march the camp out of Crabclaw Isle. If Stannis wants to be like that, we'll have to take his lands from him at one point. We gain an army of 600 men in Oak Range for 20 gold. The perfect job for you. He becomes my sworn shield. We do need a sworn shield. Damn! Blade Master, he's almost at tier 2. Giant. Reaver. Hunter. Brilliant strategist. This is the man we want to train our son. The best. I have a perfect job for you, my friend. Danger sticks in the wheel. Rocks, I hear Galasane shout in panic. Soon thereafter, I hear a loud cracking sound, like that of wood breaking or my patience finally snapping. I step out of the mud to see the splintered remains of a wagon wheel. My wagon wheel! I am sorry, my leader. It was my turn as lookout, and I fell asleep at the reins. Shit, we're going to be late. Look, I'm an Aussie. It's Australian Day. This is how we react to real-world crises. We go, ah, shit. And we continue. It's just how it works. It's the mentality of the Australian people, and I'm channeling that through Jon Snow right now. Alright, artifact delivery. How much does that pay? 98 gold. And we gain 150 prestige. You know what? Sounds good. I shall mine this artifact well, Ancient Plaque. It is a worthless artifact that he's going to pay us 90 gold to carry. Yeah, alright. And we're going into the Vale. I think what we're going to need is probably a Mountaineer. So we'll purchase a Pathfinder. That doesn't actually increase it by much. Mercenary Guards? Okay, no, we can't afford them. We'll go the Pathfinder. It doesn't cost us that much. We're going to be -5 in money for a moment. That's fine. I have full faith that Jon can easily complete this mission. That sounds like a good idea, actually. Let us rest here a couple days. Yep, we'll do that. Gain ourselves some free provisions while we're at it. Can we edit our route? Sorry about that, guys. Had to sneeze, so I muted myself temporarily. Alright, we're continuing. So, we'll be coming up here. So, on the way back from Bronzeholm, from Longbow Hill, sorry, we will hit Harrenhal, the Fields of Fire. We've already been to Rhaenys' Hill. And just for the sake of a nice long journey, we'll go all the way down to Summerhall. This is a long trip. Let's do it. Wait, no, wait. Oh, no, we just cancelled that. Well, crap. That was not my plan. That was absolutely not it. Abandon contract. Well, we can't quite complete the contract now, can we? Damn it! Misclick. That's my bad. Alright. Well, we're not doing that right now, by the looks of things. We'll do for the Instructor of Knights quest. It's 92 if we can do it. As I arrive, I'm greeted by Lord Perkins' Master-at-Arms Morgan. I'm glad you could make it. We are in need of an expert in the ways of war, as our commanders are rather unschooled. Master-at-Arms Morgan bows his head and quickly adds, at least according to our liege. Well, I would be pleased to invite you in, but my lord expects you to begin training immediately. Pick whomever you wish and have them armed. Let me see those men. Alright. These guys are all horrible, aside from this guy who's, you know, average. So we're going to start with him. Bernard the Queer Boggs. To know what I'm dealing with, I invite Bernard to spart with Steven. They take their stances, awaiting an opening. Bernard's guard weakens first, allowing in a few but precise blows from Steven's axe. He has trouble even staying standing. Looking like this will be a rather long lesson. I stop the bout before it gets bloody. Thank you for your efforts, Bernard. I've seen enough to know how to proceed with your teaching. He can learn military engineer. It's a 70% chance. Stevrin gives him a private lesson. Bernard should follow my moves. We'll go with engineer. Learns it on the spot. Awesome. Alright, let's try again with Ulma Boggs. He's a knight and everything, but he's terrible. Okay, yep. Basically the exact same text on this one. Teaching him Reaver should be easy. Learns it on the spot. I swear to God, if the guy with High Marshal fails, I'm going to cry. Morgan's Guard weakens first. Varan is my Master at Arms. Okay, yeah, he also got his ass kicked by one of my men. He doesn't have a high chance of learning that. Whoa, this guy's got less odds than everyone else. Alright, we're going to go follow my moves. He can't keep up. Really? Oh well, contract complete, 51 gold earned. It's not a bad lesson. It just wasn't the greatest either. Alright, let's go to the Instructor of Knights for this one as well. It's either 60 for the low amount of money, or it's 100 for if we can get a perfect training. Let's see those men. Alright, this guy first. Exact same text. Alright, we will... Highest chance is military engineer. Learns it on the spot. Jon! Come on. You're just like me. He's robust. Neophyte traveler. Reaver. Can't keep up. Damn it. How about you? Teach him Reaver. Learns it on the spot. He had a lower chance, but he did it. Excellent. Our money is big, 150. We've gained a bit of cash from that. Settle boundary disputes. Make a request of Lord Osmond. Of Diaden. We could request provisions. Or we could request men-at-arms. You know what? We're going to get ourselves some men-at-arms. Armored Horsemen. Now that is a hell of a unit to be getting. You can make a request interaction with Lord Perkin. Well, from Lord Perkin, I think we'll be just taking the provisions. And we'll take a little bit of gold. No, we'll take the provisions. Provisions are important. They allow us to move, and we're planning to leave here and head to King's Landing. Or at least in the direction of King's Landing. Yeah, screw it. Let's go to the Red Keep. We march. The Hermit. A grotto emerges from the vegetation, like a stone arch in a cathedral. On its entry, there's a small wooden table and a stall. Someone has left a lantern burning on it. Careful, my lord. Timothy holds up his arm in front of my chest. There are bandits in these lands. You're quick to make accusations. A dimly illuminated figure stands in the entrance to the cave. I'm merely a hermit. And you, well, you carry the title of the captain. Alright, let's have a look. He's 77 years old. He's a wise man and a mystic. I'm sorry, he's a mystic and an insightful thinker. Zealous, content, and deceitful. Ignores hermit. Travel speed increased. Yep, look, we're going to ignore the hermit. The Wandering Knight. As we walk through the streets of Rook's Rest, there's a loud ruckus by one of the market stalls, with two men yelling at one another. Before we can make our way there, a man has already stepped in between and talked them down. See, it will be fine, he tells the man in the stall with a smile, and hands him a coin. And with that simple act of kind generosity, everything returns to normalcy. He turns to us as we approach, no banner or mark telling me of any liege lord, perhaps a wandering knight. Stanton Harbour. 14 prowess, 10 martial, 17 diplomacy, dutiful captain, open terrain expert, rank 2 hustleder with a bow. If I've said that wrong, please correct me. Alright, we'll recruit this man into our court. He's not even technically a knight, but it's fine. Lines about legacy. The latest work of my acquaintance, Lord Dickon, has become all the rage at court of late. The piece deals with the memory of and what we leave behind. With memory and what we leave behind. And Dickon has publicly dedicated it to me. When memoriam takes shape, The mightiest men must leave this earth, no matter what realms they have given birth, and hope only for memory's grace, that their history finds true place. So far, I've kept my thoughts to myself, but the buzz has grown too dramatic to ignore for much longer. I can see that this is truly heartfelt, my lord. Continuing. Let us march. Chop chop. The massive chopping block in the middle of the logging camp of Brickleburn has seen much use. It looks like it's always been there, even before man walked this earth. My shoulders are tense and my forearm trembles slightly from built-up stress as I approach the magnificent wooden trunk. I carefully place a piece of discarded timber at the podium, and in one swift motion I raise my axe. Alright, cool. You greatly reduce your stress. You lost 120 stress. I don't think we had any stress, but hey, why not, right? A quarrelsome lot. As we trek through Worthbridge, our caravan has stopped at a clearing bordered by leafy bushes. I proceed towards the commotion, only to find Bedwick and Irika having an irate row. And that is how I managed to get out of such a desperate situation when I visited Worthbridge before. This actually reminds me of another story. Not another word, Bedwick, Irika interjects. Come now, surely you two can make amends. And we did it. Dragon! I saw a dragon! Ooh. A dragon? We must search for it at once! No dragons here. Damn straight, they're extinct at this point in time, bro. Like, there is dragon eggs right now, but currently, I believe... Let's have a look, but I think if he's still around... Prince Folio is... Prince Fenio Motapus, he's the son of... Oh, yep, there you go. 3 dragon eggs. Oh, we want them and we need them. Alright. Support a faction. Fed up with Lord Robert's rule. Lord Robert of Rosby, okay. What is the strength of his faction, though? I'd like to know. Gain gold and piety based on war contribution. Who's trying to raise up here? House Blount. Alright, how many men does House Blount have? 828. I'm pretty sure House Rosby has significantly more. Yeah. Look, man, unless the entire group here is planning to help you, and, you know, these two allies don't help him, you're not going to win that, and I'm not pledging my forces to a suicide mission. Alright, improve ruler reputation. Lord Mathos. Yep, we could do that one. Oh, okay, wait, we've got to actually get to the location first and set up camp. There we go, camp has been set. Let us travel. Alright, let's head over there, see what we can get done. On the road again. I just can't wait to be on the road again. Clearing missions with my friends. Alright. I'm gonna speed this up. Romance, the wild hunt. When Mistress Rhea suggested a hunt, I did not hesitate to organize one. I would do anything for a mere glimpse of my little firebrand. I am stalking through the underbrush, my page at my heel, and my hound just ahead. It seems as if it has found a trail. Then suddenly, my concentration is shattered by a woman's scream. I'm coming for you, my love. Within what must have been a minute, but felt like an hour, I reach a clearing. Rhea is on the ground before me. Disheveled and weaponless, opposite her and just about to strike stands a huge bear. My arrow strikes true and the beast falls to the ground. For a moment, all Rhea can do is stare, but then she stumbles towards me and throws herself in my arms. I need you, my love. Right here, right now. She has become our soulmate, and we have lain with her. Excellent! We can hope for a child. To continue the Targaryen lineage. The lineage of Rhaegar. The only noble Targaryen of his timeline. Oh lord, what's happening? Defending against Lord Eddard the Honest of the North in the war for the Lord Paramount Renly's claim on the Seven Kingdoms. Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, we really don't want Renly to win this. Like, at all. I don't know if Renly is as bad as Robert, but he might, just on the grounds of being a Baratheon, not be too fond of us. Also, we're the heir to the Targaryen throne currently, so... Although he does still have the Reach, which is a large force of men. Let's have a look at the army sizes. We're looking at... Oh, dear lord. 105,000 on the side of the Targaryens, with the Dornish and the Tyrells probably being the majority of that. And the Starks, the Lannisters, the Tullys... Oh, lord. The Hightowers... I think House Royce? House Fowler... Oh, my lord. Yeah, okay. I have a solid feeling that the Iron Throne isn't going to be able to hold. Well, here's hoping that I'm wrong. Oh my god, the Riverlands just completely annihilated their army. The Targaryen forces did not even get a shot. I'm going to limit friendly casualties. Alright. We can now execute our scheme with confidence. Bam. That mission is completed. We're going to need to build up money and supplies probably, because we're more than likely going to get told to leave when Renly wins this war. Uncover secret, uncover secret. Those aren't really missions that I think Jon would be too good at. Transcribe texts. Our learning is average. I wouldn't say it's good. Support a faction. Fed up with Lord Oliver's rule, she sends an open invitation to all those who would oppose him to install Harold on the Grandview throne. Well, Grandview holds Stonestruck. Which, by all rights, should be a Targaryen property. I wouldn't mind making that our home base. You guys will have to vote in a future, or maybe on this video. Drop comments on the video where you think Jon should settle down. And I'll tally them up and we will decide. We're currently looking at probably Stonestruck, so Summerhall. If possible, Harrenhal. Don't want to just do Dragonstone because that's just the obvious one. The Stepstones, we could rule over them. March down there and claim them from one of the pirate lords. Feudalize those territories and turn them into a Targaryen holdout. Yeah, there's a lot of potential spots we could take. Alright. Continuing. There we go, performing a play. We can have people do that. We've got enough people to pull that off. Let's go. Let's make it the easiest windfall. Alright, there we go. Oh, my husband, have you heard what they call you? My wife Rhea says to me while puffing her chest. They call you Prince Jon the Blackfire. Spectacular, is it not? It's on the lips of peasant and noble alike. A cause for celebration, I think, Rhea exclaims with a cheery tone. I can get used to this nickname. The Blackfire. Jon the Blackfire Targaryen. Holy, that is a badass nickname to have gotten from very little work. We take those. How goes the war for the succession? Not well. The Starks are, well, they're kind of winning. Although they appear to be losing that lead and the Targaryen army is getting bigger. Are people dropping out of the war? Is that what's happening? The Lannisters aren't in the war anymore, I don't think. If they are, their army got smashed. Yep. Lord Tommen the Little Lion Lannister. His father was Tyrion the Imp, who died under mysterious circumstances. Serena Lannister. Cersei, the Golden Lion Lannister, has been maimed pretty badly. Robert's still alive. Lord Desmond's captain of the Household Guard. I wish we could invite this man to camp. It would be really funny to have Bobby B working for us. It would be very unlikely, but it would be funny. Joffrey has fled to Essos, as the little ingrate should. Bloody Joffrey. No one likes you anyway. Dickheadus imbredus. Stay over there. Burning at both ends. Oh god. It's clear my wife, Mistress Rhea, is sincerely putting her all into my performance in a play contract. Okay. Dedicating sleepless nights and long days to our goals. Perhaps it is cruel of me to use one who is so dear to me. So, certainly I cannot say I would like to be used so. Still, she is effective and it's good for the cause. She does like me, like, a lot. We are soulmates. She gains 100 stress from that. 50. Spend a little time with me instead, Rhea. That's fine. Yep, let her lose some stress. I like it. Right, at 10, what's our chances if we execute? Gains plus 5%, 81% including this options modifiers. Alright, we're going to wait for that to go up then. Learning on the job. Of those I've chosen to involve in this little contract, Steven is probably not the most absolute skilled. Still, he's clearly applying himself, determined not to let my efforts go to waste, with the aim of improving his skill in matters of diplomacy. Bettering yourself is costly, but helps us all in the end. You can go further than this. Push to the limit. Diplomacy increased by 1, gained 0 stress, lost 20 opinion of you. Well, he loves me, so I'm not overly concerned by that. Speaking of, if we check on our camp, and we go... Is it one of these? Yeah. Alright, we're steadfast currently. Contract scheme, growth, army toughness. I think most people in the camp like us. The majority are over 50. These guys are all in the positive, aside from Captain Harbour, who is a newer addition to the camp. We should probably start looking at upgrading our camp as well. Supply camp. This would give us some passive income. We do have knights, so we should look into... Like, we have heavy cavalry as our men-at-arms regiment currently. So we should probably look at a horse run. Oh no, that's light cav. Camel run, knightly barding, heavy cav. Alright, so that's 240. Yeah, so we'd be looking at this one. And it'll give us a heavy cav captain. Subtle gains are always the best. Ah, excellent! Rejoice! For an heir will soon be born. There we go. There's our provisions gained. How goes the war now? It's still, yeah, a bit iffy. We should... what activities can we do? A university visit is only 80 gold? We should do this. Local faith is hostile to yours. This will add a piety cost. I think we should actually have Jon swear to be the light of the Seven, adopt the faith of the Seven, because it was the faith that Rhaegar was a part of, I believe. Yep, faith of the Seven, High Valyrian. So it would just make sense, in my opinion. Our child will not be High Valyrian, but we will have him raised by Mistress Rhea, which will give us a Westerosi Valyrian heir with the Targaryen lineage. Glory to the Seven who are one. Alright, very nice. Now we should be able to do this without the religion modifier. University visits. The Starry Sept. It's a long march across contested bit of land, to say the least. Ooh, yeah, that makes it way more expensive. So it's 162 all up, which is fine. We're using sturdy materials rank 2. We're going to customize from King's Landing. We're going to go to Summerhall. On the way, we will stop in the Citadel. And then on the way back, we will hit the Red Lake. We're going to get all of these in one adventure. Field of Fire. And then Harrenhal. And that should give us all of the Dragon Lore locations visited. giving Jon all the dragon knowledge he will need for future endeavors. Alright, let us begin. Oh wait, choosing our patron aspect. Oh wait, don't do that. Don't want to change the faith. We want to choose our aspect. I think we will go for a martial or a prowess with less diplomacy. We'll go prowess. We believe in the warrior. Let us go. The martial contest. As we pass through the market, we hear a loud yell coming from the corner behind one of the stalls. Two men are fighting. As we get closer, one of them is lifted by the other and tossed several feet away, followed by the crowd cheering and money changing hands. Who's next? The man yells into the crowd as his eyes scan the crowd. I shall do it. Ah, we lost. Yeah, 5 gold and 15 stress. That's not the worst thing. Dragon Lore at Summerhall. I could have sworn that I could still smell the burning ruins of Summerhall. A tragedy occurred here, but I am intent on finding information that led King Aegon the Unlikely to host such an intricately planned hatching ritual here. Very little remains of the Summer Mance's construction, only piles of scorched brick and the occasional pane of glass. The undergrowth has taken over, however, making it difficult to look for clues. Thankfully, my efforts pay off. My diligent searching reveals scraps of the king's notes buried under some fallen bricks. I'll have to piece them together myself, but this is good progress. Indeed. Knowledge is power. The procession has ground to a halt a stone's throw away from Thornton. I look over to see my knight Stanton, dismounted and intently staring at something on the ground. The other entourage members have gathered around him. Stanton looks up as I approach. My lord, there is an ant path here. I may be a tad superstitious, but you should never cross an ant path. He pauses. My great-grandmother did, and she never returned home. Are you serious? Alright, we'll take over as guide. That's ridiculous. An ant path? Come on, fool! This man. Alright, Rival's End. In the dead of night at our camp near Malak Heights, I step out quietly. What was that sound? That's when I see it. My knight Steven tiptoes to my acquaintance Timothy, who is dozing on a slope. Steven rolls Timothy down the hillside where a sharp rock ensures a quick and painful demise. Steven quickly scans the area, unaware that I've seen everything. Fascinating technique. My intrigue increases by 2, and I learn of his murder secret. Guards. I saw nothing. Jon is an honorable man. We cannot have murderers in our camp. He is imprisoned, and we'll banish him to the wall. I apologize, Steven. You were a good second in command, but we cannot have a murderer amongst our ranks. Stanton Horborough, you have been promoted. Oh, and we've lost our caravan master too. Master Bedwick, that is now your task in this world. The wrecked boat. As we travel by the Manda, we notice a woman loudly cursing her life and complaining about her traitorous crew. As we get closer, we see her standing by the remains of a small, wrecked trading vessel. My lord, can I ask a moment of your time? I will happily pay for some food and assistance with repairing my boat, she asked, with a pained smile on her face. I noticed most of her goods seemed to be well kept despite her misfortune. For a price... Indeed, for a price. Farewell, Steven. You served well. Now serve the Night's Watch with honor. Upon arrival at the Citadel, I am directed by an Archmaester to a collection of books. They look ancient, but are clearly well looked after. I should find a comfortable chair somewhere. It seems this book is rather thick. The book goes into rather intrinsic detail about the various known hatchings of eggs, starting from the Targaryens' emigration to Dragonstone from Old Valyria all those years ago. I must start studying. Good thing we're here to go to uni. Jon's getting an education. Let's go. Alright. I am finally here, walking the hallowed halls of the Starry Sept, revered seat of all knowledge of the faith of the Seven World. I have so much to learn from the holy men and women who gather between these venerable walls. And what about all those ancient scrolls and books? Of course, major centers of culture are also active markets and offer all the distractions that a student could ever desire. Time to get started. Alright, let's go. 6 months worth of university. Let's see if good old Jon can get any smarter while he's here. Oh, new martial perk. We're going to go household guard, increase our number of captains we can have. Which is currently 16. We definitely don't have that many, but holy hell, that's a lot of captains. Alright, today our teacher Lester begins. We are going to examine the anatomy of a falcon. An excited murmur spreads through the lecture hall as we all appreciate the hooded bird standing proudly on the teacher's gloved arm. Much can be learned by studying the body of animals, as the ancients taught us. Does anyone want to help me with the dissection demonstration? I volunteer to help. We spend 150 prestige, but our university studies become much more successful. That's what I like to see. Big progress. We don't have a lot of learning, so it's kind of important. Alright. Many in-depth studies in the Faith of the Seven doctrine at the Starry Sept have confronted me with so many new questions, not all of which seem to have clear-cut answers. Some even seem to have contradictory explanations. Is faith supposed to be complicated by reason or not? Does faith only deal with the unseen or not? Can we even know what is unseen or not? Yes or no? There must be meaning in the contradictions. You can't make sense of it. Studies become slightly more successful. That's okay. We've hit number 1, decent studies. Universities and centres of higher education are always bustling hives of socialization. In these hallowed halls, the students are all peers, all apprentices along the road to knowledge, which is why it can be helpful to make friends and feel a part of the community. These at least are my first thoughts when Aberon approaches me, the smell of wine on his breath. Aberon, huh? He's possessed. Join me and my friends, Jon. Prove to us the might of a captain by downing more cups than anyone else, and we shall consider you one of us. Done. Ah, we didn't impress them. That's unfortunate. We tried. Jon's not a big drinker. Whoop. Our son has been born. With the babe cradled in her arms, Mistress Rhea's gaze meets mine. Her eyes are full of loving devotion. My love, let us name him Jon, after you. A lovely idea. Jon it is. Excellent, excellent. The halls of the University of the Starry Sept often echoes with the debates of students and teachers, some of which escalates into notorious rivalries like between Jonah and Lester. When I find them today, they are, as usual, screaming at each other, trying to prove whose field of study is better equipped to discuss generals of ancient and modern times. Something less usual, however, is that they suddenly notice me approaching and ask me to take a position. There are great merits in both principles, and they're likely to be mad at me for that. Lester pursues the worthiest knowledge. Lester is a much more intelligent guy, like significantly more intelligent. And an insane commander. He's an exalted warlord. He's temperate, just, generous, and an open terrain expert. This man is a Chad. We will take his side. I would like for him to join my camp at one point. Alright. Listen to me, Aberon shouts maniacally. If you read between the lines in Wonders Made by Man, it's obvious. You just need to combine an empty cup, a hawk-shaped chess piece, and a goose, all while adhering to the principles of generals of ancient and modern times. Trust me, it'll work. Perhaps it wasn't a good idea for Aberon to study for 36 hours straight. I don't have time for your nonsense, Aberon. I'm sorry, my guy. Oh! University visit conclusion. This has been such an amazing experience. When I left, I couldn't even imagine the number of wise men that study at the Starry Sept. The depth of their thinking and the breadth of their research. Just being part of their same environment has made me a much better person. and with my new gained knowledge, I can make my way home very satisfied. We will keep in touch. Knowledge is power. Indeed. We gain skilled tactician. Damn. Skilled tactician. Jon has become a significantly better warrior. A better leader of men, at least. 19 prowess, 31 prowess, 19 martial, 16 stewardship, 13 diplomacy, and 14 learning. Jon is a Chad. We gained a new point. We're going to put that into loyalty and respect. Maybe Lord Lionel and I can come to an agreement. How dare you imprison Edgar Starkley. Or Stakely. Yeah, how about you give me money for the prestige I brought to your farm, peasant? I'm always up for a challenge. Ooh, rough terrain expert. Jon is becoming an absolute menace of a warrior. At least of a general. We should really check the progress of the massive war that's taking place. It looks like the Targaryens are very close to losing. Fire and blood indeed. And it's put Renly on the throne, right? Whispers, weird whispers. I've noticed that Stanton avoids me more than usual. He always sits on the opposite... Well, he's my second, man. Not the wind I hear. It makes me stressed because I'm vengeful. Look, we don't want to cause an issue with our second in command. He's a good soldier. It's not worth it. I'm as good as the rest. I'm not concerned about a bit of stress. We will survive. Surely you two can make amends. And he left the party because we asked him to not be a dick. Alright, well. Looks like we're going to need a new second. Oh, wait, what? Oh, no, he's still here. So he's still part of this. He just left the traveling party, I assume. Let us attempt to sway him so that he likes us. Not really a good idea to have a second that hates our guts. We can use a request on Lord Mathos. Again, we're probably going to be looking for provisions, because otherwise we're going to be in a real bad spot when this war goes south for the Targaryens, which it looks like it's going to. Alright. Right, our son. Young Jon Targaryen. He is Faith of 7 and Northman, but he is Targaryen, so I'd like him to be educated by a Westerosi Valyrian, such as his mother, or our Master-at-Arms, Varon the Stout, Westerosi Valyrian. He's a knight and a Master-at-Arms. Well, he's not actually a knight, but we can have him become a knight. We'll convert him to Westerosi Valyrian. You are to train in matters of warfare, my son. You must be able to defend yourself. Alright, Harrenhal. The stories of Harrenhal do not do it justice. I believe no occupant has dared to take on the challenge of rebuilding the once grand castle. Instead, it lies in ruin. It is far bigger than any castle I have set foot in. Even the Red Keep can't compare. The once great towers had been cracked and bent by dragonfire long before my arrival. Harren the Black had faith in these walls, and his line ended within them. The castle serves as a reminder that the dragon should not be challenged. Harren the Black was a fool. Indeed. Fun fact, though, that his line didn't actually end because House Salt is part of the House Hoare dynasty, which were the Lords of Harrenhal. If you ever wanted to reform House Hoare of Harrenhal, this is how you do it. By the way, you take these guys, you take this island here, and you can reform House Hoare. Little bit of knowledge if you didn't already know. Alright, continuing the march back home. We have returned from our long education. Eyes in the shadows. Yeah, that doesn't really seem like an us type of quest. Where should we head next? You know what? I feel like the stepstones might actually be the way to go. But, for now, we will do a camp revelry. Try and reduce some of our stress. In King's Landing, of all places. Guest of honor, Captain Richard of Rain Company. Can't hurt to have another mercenary company in attendance. We'll pay additional for better meals, exchange provisions for bonuses. Drinks. Okay, we might need a little bit more money. Eager Reveler, trait XP, all attendees gain opinion of you. We'll just do sparse drinks. Let's get it done. Camp Revelry ready to go. Finally, we are all gathered, all supplies prepared, the fire crackling merrily in our midst. Life on the road can be a hard one. The festivities will be a chance for us all to relax and take our minds off the grinding quest for survival. Let the revelry begin. I am so deep in conversation that I barely notice the lack of light. It's only when I have trouble identifying a newcomer to the chat that I spare a look at the fire. Its embers glow dully, almost spent. Baron shakes his head at my quick scanning of the camp. We've used the last of the firewood. Need to get some more. He hops to his feet, snatching up an axe from nearby and raising an eyebrow at me. Wait, we have those old barrels and crates. We have a 25% chance of gaining Shrewd? Did we get it? No, damn it. That would have been epic. That is an amazing trait if we got that. Ooh. A furor. My ears prick up, and I swivel to see a couple of followers engaged in a discussion with a woman stood beside a horse-drawn cart. Only the finest wares, she is proclaiming with a sly smile. I saw and heard your revelries from afar, and of course had to divert to offer you fine people a chance at procuring them. I draw closer, trying to focus through my slightly drunken haze. They certainly are shiny. Like this would make us broke. But it's a sword, and we don't have one. Screw it! I want the big one! Bankruptcy be damned! We're not out here for a rich time, we're out here for a good time. Raymond Rook, my great giant bodyguard. Alright. Camp Revelry carousing level increases. Alright. And then, Harkon gesticulates wildly as he weaves a story that by now has been quite a long time in the making. He tumbled like a sack of bricks. Hit him right in the head, it did. Harkon soaked in the acclaim of the gathering with a satisfied smile. It was quite a tale of daring do indeed. The assorted company, still quite agog, trying to cajole another story from Harkon's lips. A fine tale. Let's see if we can get a better story. Story isn't very captivating. Oh well, we tried. A wonderful revelry it was. We lose a lot of stress. We gain 600 provisions? Damn. Well, at least we know we can travel. Eyes in the shadows, uncover secret. Like, we don't have a lot of good people for this, but we need money. Hunt criminals. That's one we can do. Smaller group travels faster. Let's get to it. I have faith that Jon can best near anyone in a duel at this point. Alright, we'll equip this. Oh, we still have that ancient plaque that we were supposed to deliver. That's funny. Alright. How skilled is this man in combat? 21 prowess, 8 martial. Have at thee! Really hope we don't die doing this. Alright. For a few brief moments, Meldrick and I pace in lazy half circles, each watching for an opening. I heft my Leonella's sword, ready to defend myself, while he clutches his axe firmly to hand. Only one of us is walking away from here today, and I intend it to be me. With a sudden twitch, our bout begins. Meldrick counters with a fierce hail of quick slashes, almost cutting me down repeatedly. Foolish swine, can't you do better? No risk of success, medium risk of injury. Okay, not that. Is that the best you've got? You can't even hit me. Low risk of success, no risk of injury. Fool, take this. High risk of success, medium risk of injury. High risk of success, medium injury. Strike, parry, riposte! Right, this one. That the best you got? You can't even hit me. Taste the wrath of the warrior. Oh, he's got a better chance of winning that one. Damn. Okay, not great. The odds aren't good. No! There's no way, man. Ah, no. Ah, crap. Well, Prince Jon the Blackfire Targaryen has fallen at age 30 in a duel against Meldrick the Depraved. His son, Captain Jon Targaryen, at 0 years old, will need to rely on his regent during his first years. It'll be rough, but he will need to stand where his father fell. That is rough. Like, really, really rough. Ah, crap. Alright, guys. That seems like a good ending point for this episode. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like, comment, subscribe if you're new here. And I'll see you in the next episode, where we raise young Jon, second of his name, rightful ruler of the Andals and the First Men, to fill his father's shoes. The shoes of a great Jon Snow, the man who was once a bastard, who became a knight, and then fell to the hands of a criminal. A sad story, but a tale to teach all never to underestimate your opponent.